But this plan sort of relies on the idea that this will pass and go away, right? But the issue is that it was never gonna pass and go away. That like, it's like a big red button just sitting there for some content creator to press, you know? And obviously, Bad Empanada's the one that pressed it.
It's like you might as well have given the nuclear codes to a 3-year-old. I will never, as long as I live, understand that decision. It's insane to me that they basically got outclassed by Chud Logic's twink bastard son.
What the? Watching the LonerBox response first. LonerBox has come back to streaming today to address the Destiny situation. Obviously, as we know, LonerBox had some form of romantic relationship with Pixie, one of the women whose consent was violated by Destiny, prompting her to post a statement after a 7 days video and a lawsuit against Destiny, which has now had its goal increased. Well, we'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that too. Pixie apparently teaming up with multiple other women had to increase the funding goal. There's a whole group of them now pushing for civil case against Destiny. But we'll take a look at that after this. For now, however, we're going to take a look at this LonerBox stream. Now, obviously, LonerBox said that he was taking a break from streaming briefly. It seemed to be because of a fallout with Destiny. Some DGGers tried to spin it and lie and pretend it was about Hassan and Bad Empanada, but it wasn't actually about them. He explicitly said it wasn't about them. It was more about the general stress from streaming and DGG exposure and wanting to go out on his own and all this stuff. So we're going to have a look at what LonerBox said today. Let's start.
So about this recent sequence of events, okay. Just to clarify a few very basic...
Sorry.
Thank you.
One more.
For the bigger... Jesus. Thank you, Biblical Angel, for the $10. Thank you.
Basic things. My role in all of this thing that's been happening regarding Stephen Bonnell II.
Yeah, bleep.
And everyone else
to
surrounding
dollars.
My role in this entire thing has been...
Thank you, Chrissy Cat, for the $10. Thank you.
To support Pixie behind the scenes. Second.
Tilton, thank you for £10. Thank you. Thank you for the €10. Harry Powell, thank you.
Moral
And
smile.
Everyone else surrounding him. My role in this entire thing has been to support Pixie behind the scenes. Okay, that's what I've been doing. She has her legal fund up. You guys can go look at that if you want. It's on Twitter. I'll drop a link of it in the chat. Or one of the mods can. Anyway, just to clarify, for everyone who has decided to give their little 2 cents about my current or previous relationship status, or
I'm doing that.
First of all, I hate you, okay? You're a bad person. Don't. I hope you understand this. Let me just explain, okay? Look at chat. Let me think who we got here. Oh, Conady. Conady in chat. There you are. Conady. You've been subbed for at least 4 months. You got the full box, okay? Conady.
What's what are you saying fuck me for? What are you saying fuck me for?
Relationship status. Who are you shagging? Who are you loving?
LonerBox says this. LonerBox says, thank you, says the over 100 tech. Huge appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. LonerBox says this. He says how much, you know, he hates people who comment on his relationship status. But he watched my entire fucking video theorizing that he was banging Lauren De Laguna based on her wearing a Celts hoodie or whatever the fuck. What was it? It was fucking Celtic FC or whatever. She had the hoodie on. Thank you for the stream on Stono. Thank you. Hugely appreciated. And he watched that whole video and he loved it. He loved it so much. He was sitting there laughing. He was having a great time. So don't say you hate us, LonerBox, okay?
Inform me of the whereabouts of your general and 2 colonels. Give us the court. Okay, Conady, we're waiting. People are going to start speculating soon, buddy.
I've seen the clip, don't worry.
People are going to start offering theories. Okay? It's in the public interest now. You owe us. You understand? Do you see how weird that is? That's weird, okay? Fuck. Me and Pixie are friends, okay? That's all you need to know. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Everything else, not your business. Go away. People are also suggesting that over the last few months...
Okay, I get... Yes, it's annoying having people speculate on your life. I get it, but it's going to happen, okay? Can't go deal with it. Not a great start here. I don't like when people do this. It's just like, none of your business. It's like, okay, well, too bad, buddy.
Year or whatever, like I was like wronged by her in any particular way.
Put it up by 3 for the 30. Oh, what? Because of the stream milestones. Okay, it's on 23. I've got it mentally marked as 23.
I don't feel like I have been. I'm not aware of anything that she's done to me that was wrong, so that's it. Okay? That's all you need to know. If you're expecting any spicy new information that hasn't been covered on other by other streamers who have been reading apparently like everyone's DMs through this, because that's the thing. If you're expecting anything new like that, I'm not really going to give anything that you probably wouldn't be able to find from any other streamer. My understanding is that when there are legal things going on and you might know things other people don't, etc., my impression is that when there are legal things going on, it is shut the fuck up Friday, okay? I'm going to follow that rule, all right?
Wow, very, very smart, very smart. Very epic.
It is not Yap Your Trap Tuesday. I have a feeling other people haven't really been aware of that rule, but it's okay. Mostly, there are just some kind of like loose ends going on. Some of them are maybe a bit more serious than others. Some of them are just completely trivial, like mostly stuff concerning me.
Thank you for the 10 euros, Q. Thank you.
Woof, smile.
Thank you.
So I just want to address a few things.
Thank you, Nate, for the $10.
Why would anybody wear that hoodie if they aren't ging LonerBox? Literally no other reason to support that FC.
Yeah, but as LonerBox pointed out, lots of Americans who have like 3% Scottish blood like to LARP as being Scottish, and that appears to be where the hoodie has come from. It was actually not from LonerBox, an actual Scottish person, but from a Scotch person. They like to be called, I believe. Actually, it was not from LonerBox, an actual Scotch person, but it was from some American who liked to LARP as a Scotch person.
And these are mostly things that Pixie would sign off on as well. So hopefully, going forward, some of you guys can have a bit more clarity and something to reference going forward. So...
Thank you for the 1330. Thank you. Huge appreciated. Stream us down over. Thank you. So what's that? We're at like 26, I think.
As for... So I just want to address a few things, and these are mostly things that Pixie would sign off on as well. So hopefully, going forward...
No, it's Scotch.
A bit more clarity and something to reference going forward. So...
Thank you for the $10, Nate. Hugely appreciated. Thank you.
No American but Tommy C calls soccer football. Impressing X to doubt.
So hopefully, going forward...
Thank you for the $10, Crab Navy General. Thank you.
Some of you guys can have a bit more clarity and something to reference going forward. So, as for Destiny, well, now I imagine you guys know why we're not talking. I learned what happened regarding him and Pixie and everyone else about mid-December, I think, maybe a little bit after things got leaked on Kiwi Farms. But if you don't know the story, in about mid-December, I learned that, first of all, before that, I learned that there was a leak that some of Steven's intimate videos and images had gone online. Apparently, someone that he was messaging got their security compromised either by someone they know or by a hacker. Not too sure. And yeah, a bunch of his videos got spread on Kiwi Farms. He was a victim of revenge porn. Then I later learned that some of these videos included other people who apparently, well, not it's not apparently, who did not give consent for those videos to be shared. One of whom was Pixie. So,
yep. Okay.
Stephen was sending videos of Pixie's intimate images, like sex acts, without her consent to other people. So, I've got that information before the end of the year, and I don't really know exactly what to do about it. But the decision that was made pretty quickly between me and Pixie was just to not draw attention to it, because most of what was going on with those leaks had drawn attention to other people and other things. So the idea was between me and Pixie was that that talking about this publicly would only draw further attention to it. So, and that's even if it was vague posting.
The thing is that obviously, yes, it's true. It would draw attention to it, but this plan sort of relies on the idea that this will pass and go away, right? But the issue is that it was never gonna pass and go away. Pixie was clearly identifiable in the video. You could make, even just as like a casual viewer, you could make a guess that Pixie doesn't really seem like the sort of person that would let Destiny have these videos to share freely into perpetuity. Thank you for the $20, J Meta. And that was always sitting there. That like it's like a big red button just sitting there for some content creator to press, you know? And obviously, Bad Emperor's the one that pressed it.
Kind of agreed as well that even vague posting about it would result in, because of Kiwi Farms and their schizo speculations about me and Pixie that have been going on for quite a few months, most of which are inaccurate, that even me talking about it vaguely would have drawn attention to her, which we didn't want. So
inaccurate,
I
but
made
not
the
untrue.
decision to quietly distance myself from Destiny. You can tell that's why between December and now, I think I maybe reacted to a couple of clips, didn't really mention him all that much, didn't really didn't ever go in a stream. And that was the way I was going to approach it for that time being. This obviously became progressively frustrating because on one end, I've got people in my community being like, why aren't you talking to Destiny about this? Why don't you talk to him about this? Oh, he's got this take wrong. You should jump in and fight with him about this, or react to this video. So that got a bit irritating. On the other end, I've got people who are kind of getting a whiff of what's gone on, but they're also embellishing the story. They're also adding a lot of interpretation to it that's not necessarily true. And then,
thank you, Kelsdale, for the $13.99. Huge appreciated. We are actually at the goal now, including the stream elements donos. So, pretty epic.
React to this video.
We'll be doing the
so that got a bit irritating.
Later.
On the other end, I've got people who are kind of getting a whiff of what's gone on, but they're also embellishing the story. They're also adding a lot of interpretation to it that's not necessarily true. And then seeing that appear in my comment section, and accusations of sweeping are starting to come up, like accusations of running cover for Stephen are coming up, especially given that it's someone that I care quite a bit about involved in it as well. So that's going on. And then I also, so every year, for those of you who don't know, Destiny's community does like an awards ceremony thing where they do like the meme of the year, debate of the year, etc.
Jay still got DGG of the year.
One of them is ally of the year, and I won.
Oh yeah,
I learned about it after I won it, so I was like, yeah, this is getting a bit uncomfortable. All these things going on under the surface while I'm trying to stream.
Dude, oh my god, oh god. The guy, just like the guy who revenge porned your not girlfriend. You get Ally of the Year award from this community. You're just like absolutely sinking feeling, pit in your stomach. Everyone clapping, but you're just miserable, dude. Oh my god.
Dream and do my thing. And that
wipes brow shifts nervously.
On top of just a few kind of like underlying personal issues that I was having that have really lasted probably a few years and haven't really addressed it. Just a lot of things at once was just becoming a bit too much.
And cuck of the year goes to you.
No, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
So I decided.
Thank you for the $10. Night Howl. Thank you.
Hit thumbs up on the stream, you freeloading motor foo 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 foo.
That I wanted to take a break. That was where I was. There was no primary reason. This obviously didn't help. Like having to deal with all this behind the scenes was not very. Was a bit of a pain in the ass, but it was also on top of other things that I probably won't talk about until a little bit later. But unfortunately, on that little stream, thanks for the $10.
Where is that coming from? Because I've got the fucking stream open in another tab. I'm getting schizo.
Like having to deal with all this behind the scenes was not very, was a bit of a pain in the ass, but it was also on top of other things that I probably won't talk about until a little bit later. But unfortunately, on that little stream where I announced I was taking a break, and a moment of weakness, I shouldn't have done this. Someone in chat was saying, hey, you and Destiny make a really good team. Like maybe you guys should do more content together. And I just went, no. I shouldn't have said that. I should have just ignored the comment. Because that was a...
Thank you for the $20. Thank you. From Federal Rape. Thank you, Max. Trump, we must send her back. Hashtag deport Erudite to Mexico.
Hey, you and Destiny make a really good team. Like maybe you guys should do more content together. And I just went, no. I shouldn't have said that. I should have just ignored the comment. Because that was apparently enough. Turns out that I was right. That little vague post was enough to put that under the microscope of people like Bad and Panada and Mike from PA and ultimately Hassan. So that was nasty. They obviously started spreading a narrative about why I was taking a break and completely changed like every single detail of what was going on. They said I was quitting. They said I was trying to blame Hassan for it, which I never did. You can go and watch if you want. And then they tried to...
Okay, to be fair, it wasn't them that spun that narrative. That wasn't them spinning that narrative. That was DGGers were spinning that narrative themselves, okay? Fucking that Yeet guy, whatever his name is, that fucking loser who clips like endless DGG stuff on Twitter, that guy literally said that was what was happening in that clip. It's just a total fucking lie.
Say that I had been cheated on, that I was covering for the guy who, like, I'd been cheated on with. Like, just none of this is true, okay?
I literally messaged that guy as well about that clip. I messaged him to say, hey, buddy, you got that clip wrong. This isn't what it said, and he just completely ignored it. He completely ignored it. So I know that guy's a dishonest prick. I know that guy's just a total DG asset fucking loser.
None of that's true. I stayed quiet because Pixie wanted me to, okay? And I respected that wish. Then, from what my understanding is completely unrelated, this event, President Sunday puts out a video where he has a very surprising amount of access to DMs between Pixie and Steven, between Pixie and Erudite, between, like, he has access to a lot of that. And we know now why he does have access to all that. I'll get to that in a bit. And then after all that, but under the scenes, Pixie is throughout this entire time not really sure what to do. She's considering going public. She's considering trying to resolve things behind the scenes. I think it kind of becomes evident that that's not really happening at some point. But because President Sunday puts out this video, which is full of leaked DMs, some of which are out of context, and painting Pixie in a very, very unfair and I would actually argue defamatory light, I think she ultimately felt like her hand was forced and then decided to go public.
It's defamatory. I assume the defamatory part is the extortion claim. I guess it would come down to whether it qualifies as extortion, like legally, maybe. Again, I feel like Sunday fucked that up because I actually understand his reasoning for why he tried to put that in the video after he explained it. If you go back and watch, it makes a bit more sense. Because the whole point is that Pixie is getting baited into doing shit that's just fucking her over, right? Because she's trying to resolve this privately between people like Erudite and Destiny. She is ending up saying things that could completely fuck her and cause more issues for her in the future. I think that's a perfectly reasonable point. Now, obviously, there's a whole bunch of issues with Sunday's video in terms of, like, should it have even been released and all this shit, but I do kind of see where he was coming from in that aspect. I just don't know, yeah, whether it actually was extortion or what. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Really not sure on that one. But hey, I get why LonerBox would feel that way. I get why those guys feel that way. Yeah, actually, that's true. That's true. That's really bad. The fact Sunday didn't include the charity DM. Yeah, that really changes the presentation, I think. Also, yeah, I will reset my stream. Let's go. Okay.
None of these events are coordinated. They were not planned. I don't really think, well, as far as I know, I didn't plan for Pat and Panada and Mike from PA to jump on me like that. I had no idea what Sunday had until the very last minute, until on the day. So that's kind of the sequence of events. Just a massive constellation of bullshit from every side of the internet. Obviously, most of these people all have only one agenda, and it's that they hate Destiny and they want to destroy him. I really don't think Bad and Panada or President Sunday or any of these people care about the victims involved because they didn't ask. They didn't ask before talking about this. They knew that these people might have reasons to want to keep this quiet for now. They ignored it. All the same, as for Stephen's actions, obviously sharing people's intimate footage without consent, especially to someone that you don't know or haven't met in person, and apparently also, I don't know, I say apparently, but it's 99% from where I am, recording intimate acts without consent. Like, in both cases, these...
Fair enough. LonerBox saying 99% from where he's at.
Apparently also... I don't know, I say apparently, but it's 99% from where I am, recording intimate acts without consent. Like, in both cases, these actions are completely reprehensible, just unacceptable.
Wait, how is he saying LonerBox is sweeping for Destiny? Where's this? How is he sweeping? Guys, you might be saying really retarded shit. How is he sweeping right now? Just because he said that Sunday only wants to destroy Destiny, I've said the exact same thing, and you didn't say I was sweeping. Okay, well, no reasoning coming through.
Disgusting cunt thing to do. Acts without consent. Like, in both cases, these actions are completely reprehensible, just unacceptable, disgusting cunt thing to do. There are other people who obviously are still going to watch Stephen's content, and maybe one or two people who still want to make content with him. I'm not really judging them. If you want to separate the art from the artist and all that, that's all you do you, okay?
I really don't like this talking point. Separate the art from the artist. Dude. You can't separate the art from the artist. This is not one of those cases. This is not one of those cases at all. His quote-unquote art is being his legitimate self on stream. He constantly reaffirms, I'm an open book. What you see is what you get. This is this is me. This is I'm that guy. I'm just out here. I'm doing my shit. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I own my shit. That's this guy. So much of it, so many of his arguments, so many of his, little rhetoric tactics have relied on, oh, I'm totally clean. No one would ever say a bad thing about me. I negotiate everything. You can't separate the art from the artist here. He's gone so hard about Trump being a rapist, Andrew Tate, all this stuff. You can't just say, oh, well, who cares? Who cares if he does a bunch of terrible shit that completely contradicts his values? No. You don't get to do that, actually.
I don't really care. If you want, there are other people who obviously are still going to watch Steven's content, and maybe one or two people who still want to make content with him. I'm not really judging them. If you want to separate the art from the artist and all that, that's all you do you, okay? I don't really care. But from where I am, I don't really want anything to do with Steven ever again, I don't think. There is a world where, people face justice and there's rehabilitation, or they learn from their mistakes and everything. But from where I am, I'm not really interested.
Based.
And his behavior following that, although I have only seen snippets of it, but based on what I've seen following that, it's I don't imagine that's going to change anytime soon. Anyway, there are unfortunately some misconceptions going on around all of this, because now everyone has a hold of it. Everyone has a hold of the story. Everyone's making their content about it and giving their hot takes. So, let's have a start. One of which is this. So now, just so you guys know, Pixie has gone public. She has a legal fund. She's pursuing justice. I think a few other people are coming forward with that as well, with legal complaints. I know Cherry is at least one other one, maybe a third one. Anyway, it's quite big. If you want to learn about all the details about who said what in every DM and everything, go watch someone else. Okay, I'm not going to give you the entire scoop here. There's one accusation here.
God, don't we just fucking hate Stardust? Oh, by the way, guys. By the way, great announcement to make. Great announcement to make. We won, guys. Okay, we won. We won, guys. Finally, it's come to pass. Finally, the greatest thing has happened. The great news, guys. Okay.
Mr. Box should have contacted Erudite before this. Oof.
That's right, guys. Stardust and Beckett have broken up. Stardust and Beckett have broken up, guys. I know. Great news. Yes, seriously, they've broken up. They announced it in a YouTube chat just the other day. Apparently they've broken up. They're no longer in a relationship. Great news, guys. Great news. Becky is finally free. A man's life has been saved. Amazing, just amazing news, really. Now, Stardust, obviously she's being mentioned here, so I'm just taking a moment to talk about. Stardust is claiming that she was never a Destiny Orbiter. She was a distant Orbiter. She was claiming to be a distant Orbiter. Now, those who used to watch Destiny streams may remember Stardust would very often join conversations where she had nothing to add and sit there silently for the entire fucking time. Just in the hopes that maybe she would be able to scrape a crumb of clout from the floor after everyone else has finished eating, you know. Many people remember that. She also went to like PV events and shit, canvassing. She didn't even get paid for it. She was one of the volunteers. So the suggestion that she was not a Destiny Orbiter, or it was just a distant Orbiter, wasn't a total gunt guard who participated in basically every Destiny defense campaign that happened. Every single time there was a drama with some woman saying some shit about Destiny or someone Destiny falling out with, that bitch was there. C word, trash panda chip activated. Trash panda chip activated, saying, "Oh, really? You're saying that about Destiny? Really? You're saying that about Destiny? I can't believe you would say that about Destiny. Really? I can't believe you'd say that about Destiny." Every time. You could have talked about Stardust, but I talked about Beckett. No, I couldn't. She was there every time, desperately defending, acting as a meat shield. Yeah, and she went super pro-Israel as well. She's like been fully on board with all the DGG shit the whole time. She did like free labor for Dan for anything else or something, didn't she? Was it free? I think it was free. Or it was like slave wages anyway. Did like some stinger reel for Dan or something. She's been on the plantation. She's been owned completely. And now she wants to play like, oh, I was just a distant orbiter. No, you weren't, bitch. No, you weren't. You defended this guy for so long with your whole fucking life. Threw it all on the line for this guy.
Which is that Pixie only wants money. Okay, this has come from, at least this is one of Destiny's logs in his DGG chat. This is also an accusation that's been made by President Sunday as well. Neither of them seem to have mentioned that as part of this, talking about what kind of penance can be paid for what happened to Pixie, because obviously her trust was violated in a pretty egregious way. She did offer that if money was paid, if that was like the solution to this issue, like it could go to charity. She was okay with that. She offered that. This is her DM, I think, to Kyla. I don't think if Stephen faces consequences, he will change and he will do this again. If he wants, he can donate the money to some charity or organization. I just think that other than jail, or even more than jail from the studies I've read, money is the strongest reinforcer and losing it is the strongest punishment. I do not believe he will stop his actions unless he faces some kind of punishment. So that was the idea, right? So she did offer that this money could go to charity. And what's interesting is that when President Sunday made his video about all this, he didn't mention that. He deliberately omitted it. He had it, but he wanted to accuse her of extortion. Okay? He wanted to accuse her of extortion, which is, I mean, I would argue that's defamatory. That's a really insane, irresponsible thing to say. Yeah, we'll get more.
I don't know if I would go as far as defamatory, because I hate using. I hate when people use the phrase defamatory. They people will say defamatory to give it all the weight of like the legal defamation, when really what they mean is this was like grossly untrue, this was like grossly unfair or something like that. That's really what they're saying. They've actually got no idea whether it would be defamatory in a court or not. So I hate using the term defamatory. So I would not use defamatory. However, it was grossly inaccurate, I think, in the presentation. I do understand Sunday's reasoning for putting that section in, but I seriously think it just needed to be totally different. He did not present it well whatsoever. There was a point there somewhere. There was a point there that Sunday was trying to get at that I think is a worthwhile point, but it was not delivered in the way it should have been, and it portrayed Pixie as like a money-hungry, manipulative, evil, you know, suicide beta, basically. That's well, yeah, I've got no idea if it's bots or real right now. I think it part bots, like maybe half bots or something. I've got 3,600 total views on the stream right now, so no idea. Anyway, let's keep going.
More into Sunday's video later, but my God, like that was just it's such an obscene thing to say, especially when you've got evidence to the contrary. In terms of being mad at particular people, I will never.
I remember when people used to look down you as a nobody streamer, but look at you now, A2K Andy, congratulations, you aren't it, clapping hands.
Well, I don't know how botted that is, but thank you, hugely appreciate it, thank you.
Later, but my God, like that was just, it's such an obscene thing to say, especially when you've got evidence to the contrary. in terms of being mad at particular people, I will never, for the life of me, understand why Aaron Straighteraid thought it was a good idea to share those messages with President Sunday, because this is what was happening. Aaron was getting messages.
Here's the thing. It is very stupid, okay? It is stupid. However, I do understand, you know, President Sunday's a relatively smart guy. Even if you don't like him, I feel like you got to admit he's a relatively smart guy. Okay? I feel like even the DGG types obviously fucking hate him and think his political opinions are so fucking stupid and all this stuff. You gotta admit, he's like a relatively smart guy. And he you know, has been on the internet a decent amount of time. And he is 100%...
See view account, greater than I have a joke I bet no one's made.
Thank you for the $5. He's been on the internet for a while, and he's 100% guaranteed not aligned, not talking to, not coordinating with Destiny. And Aaron can trust that 100%, which does, you know, it give him a little bit of value as like someone to talk to. So yeah, Aaron was kind of dumb for trusting him. Not a good idea, because it was very likely that if he's given a shot at Destiny, he'll take it. But I do also understand that why she would have felt somewhat trusting towards him.
Between Destiny and Steven.
Also, they've been friends for a good while as well. They've been friends like since before Aaron went on, or she was like in his community or something, before she went on his Change Your Mind thing at that university campus, right? Like literally before she met Destiny, she knew Sunday. Isn't that true?
Why Aaron Straighteraid thought it was a good idea to share those messages with President Sunday, because this is what was happening. Aaron was getting messages between Destiny and Steven and Pixie and Erudite, and then she decided to send all of these screenshots to President Sunday, who I guess she trusted as a friend. That's the charitable interpretation. She trusted as a friend to give her advice or whatever. But can you just imagine knowing Sunday's motives and his state of mind, like trusting that level of sensitive information with the most graceless human cumsock on the internet? It's like you might as well have given the nuclear codes to a 3-year-old. I will never.
I love Sunday. Kind of true. Kind of very true.
Graceless human cumsock from Sunday's motives.
I wouldn't go with the cumsock
and his state of mind. Like trusting that level of sensitive information with the most graceless human cumsock on the internet. It's like you might as well have given the nuclear codes to a 3-year-old. I will never, as long as I live, understand that decision. It's insane to me. Anyway, I guess what's happened now that it's in the eyes of the public and public creators, people are obviously taking it upon themselves to deliver internet mob justice in the way that they think is the most appropriate. So I want to cover at least a few of those people, because I think some people have been treated incredibly excessively due to this. Which is...
guys, Erudite's not that bad, okay? Listen, guys, Kyla's not that bad. I understand that she engaged in a blatant conflict of interest by, despite being in Destiny's utter pocket, deciding to engage as a liaison between Pixie and her alleged abuser. But Erudite's not that bad, okay, guys?
It's obviously going to happen. Mob justice is not necessarily fair. It's kind of the problem with it. Dan being one of them, there was in President Sunday's video, he posted, I think it was President Sunday's or Beckett's, I can't remember.
Beckett's.
They're all the same to me at this point. They showed what was supposed to be like a draft of Pixie's statement. And in it, she mentioned something about Dan telling her not to talk about this publicly. Okay? Now, there's a very good reason, and Pixie will say this as well, there's a very good reason that is not in her final statement. Pixie did not want to attack Dan as she went public about this, okay? She chose not to. She thought about it at first and chose not to. And the reason she chose not to is because Dan did not do anything, like, behind the scenes, I don't think Dan did anything particularly wrong. Like, he spoke to Pixie once, I believe, and it was after he heard from me that I was worried about her. And obviously they live in the same city, they live in Miami. He maybe has better like advice or opinions than I do regarding American stuff and like stuff that might be criminal or legal or whatever. So yeah, that's the only circumstance under which Dan spoke to her. Now Dan, I think, did suggest that it would be a bad idea for her to go public, but the fact is quite a lot of us did, okay? A lot of Pixie's very close friends did. Not because we wanted to protect Stephen from the public knowing about these claims, because it was to protect her, right? And she felt this as well. Pixie was not doing very well in the last few months, like over all of this. And we acknowledge that her going public right away would only make that much more stressful for her and very risky for her. So it's not like anyone was saying like, don't do this, you should stay quiet or anything like that for like some ulterior reason.
Yeah, but okay. Yes, that's fine. But this is like a lot of the problem, right? I feel like there's just, it's like, how do I word this? LonerBox is coming at this like it's all, oh, we're all just friends. We're all just friends trying to help each other out. No, you're not. You're people with business entanglements, right? You just shouldn't. If you've got a fucking business relationship, like a serious, like your co-host with this guy, like your Erudite or Dan, you probably just shouldn't fucking talk to Pixie about this, and you certainly shouldn't advise her to not come out as public, because you have a conflict of interest. A serious one, like a horrendous one. And while it's not like some professional context where you have some duty to recuse yourself, it's just, why ever get involved? Why get involved? Why give advice like that? You look fucking terrible, first of all. Second of all, I don't trust any of these people to like truly be able to evaluate their biases when they're like thinking about, oh, am I just telling her to be quiet because that's easy for me? And third of all, the entanglements between business relationships, personal relationships, sexual relationships. Don't know if it's botted. Thank you for the $5. Hugely appreciate it, though. This is like the problem. This is like a huge part of the problem with how this has happened, right? It's just there's no moment of like, okay, well, maybe this was a really stupid position that ended up occurring here.
From everything I know about Dan's interaction with Pixie before this went out, he was being supportive, okay? And I don't think Pixie would say otherwise. I think this all or nothing approach that people are taking to other Destiny associates and orbiters or whatever you want to call them, I think is just like, it's really unreasonable. Obviously, some people are unhappy with Dan's decision to keep on working with Stephen.
Okay, I see very little criticism of Dan's position to stick with Destiny. I haven't seen a lot of that. I literally have not seen a lot of that at all. I have not criticized. I haven't heard Jace criticize. I've heard almost nobody criticize Dan for sticking by Destiny. Thank you for the $10. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you. It's hitting
hitting the letter of the goal,
exact goal,
not just the spirit.
Thank you. Hugely appreciate it. I've not heard Jason say that. I've not said that. It's not been about Dan sticking by Destiny. It's about the fact that whenever he talks about it, he starts bringing up Hassan. He starts trying to act like it's not that bad, okay? It's about the way he addresses it. It's not about the fact he just decides to stick by Destiny. Like, if Dan was just totally real and was just like, yeah, this is fucked. I'm sticking by him, but this is beyond fucked. End stream. That'd be fine. It's the next 30 minutes where it's like, well, but Hassan, but Mr. Girl, but Lav. It's that. That's the bit that people have an issue with.
If you want to attack him for that, like, I guess if you don't like that, go ahead. But as long as you know exactly what you're attacking someone for, because the problem, again, with the last time something like this happened, with when Kiwi Farms was involved, and it was when the spearhead was Keffels, right? And I think if you guys noticed, Keffels was making enemies absolutely everywhere when this happened, because it was all or nothing, right?
It's clear the only thing Dan cared about in talking to Pixie was covering his own ass. I don't even think Dan would deny that. Dan says all the time that his primary motivation is always self-preservation in situations like this. I don't think Dan would remotely deny that.
If you guys haven't noticed, Pixie is kind of the opposite, right? She tries to see the best in people. She is like an obscenely like noble character when it comes to treating other people and trying to treat other people fairly. Like, she tries to do the right thing. She tries to see the best in people, not because she expects anything back from it or anything. It's just that's the way she is. And I think it would be quite helpful if people could maybe like take a bit of that with them, because the accusations of Dan for like sweeping or anything, like there were a couple of things he said that were
he was
pretty
sweeping,
irresponsible. One thing that he said in JStock stream a while ago, but the overall impression, like his overall behavior towards this has not been like antagonistic towards the victims. I don't think that's the case. And that's why he wasn't in the final edit of that Substack.
Okay, well, he's absolutely been sweeping in public since this came out. Like, I love Dan. Again, I love Dan. We love Dan. Constantly deflecting to Hassan, Mr. Girl, Lav. This is 100% sweeping. That's what he is doing on streams.
I think something similar goes for Not So Erudite, Kyla. I don't think, looking at those DMs, that there's a very strong case that she wasn't genuinely trying to help. She obviously seems to have had conflicting.
I think there is a bit of a strong case, because the moment Pixie starts talking about issuing out some kind of punishment or penance, Erudite immediately goes cold and says, "Oh, I see. Well, I can't really help you with that. I thought you were about rehabilitation." It's very clear that she wanted Destiny to escape essentially unscathed and just go through quote-unquote behavioral changes. Just say he's really, really sorry. He's really, really sorry. I can hit 2 South Park references if I really wanted to here. I'm not going to, because I'm overloading the South Park references like fucking Diorio with Family Guy. But I could hit both the BP apology South Park reference and the Saddam Hussein I can change South Park reference in a row here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. But that's what Erudite wanted to see. She wanted to see the I'm sorry. You know, that's what she wanted. That's all she wanted. She didn't want it to go further than that. Very clearly. Very, very fucking clearly. And then you see her on Tom's stream again. The whole, I'm setting the moral line right just ahead of where we are now. One step ahead of where we are now, that's where my line is. If this goes one step further, I will be done, okay? So, yeah, I think it's pretty wretched the way Not So Erudite behaved, honestly. Pretty wretched, absolutely betrays her stated values. She's a complete, disingenuous, spineless hypocrite. Doesn't believe a word of what she fucking says. Pure careerist. That's what I think, me personally. That's what I think. But we'll get even more evidence. So we'll get some even more evidence of how fucking either brainwashed or stupid or dishonest she is when we take a look at a brief segment of his paywall content later.
Interests because she has a business with Steven, but she was also trying to help Pixie. I don't think that means she was like completely one way or the other. I think she was in a difficult position. I think as far as I know now, Bridges is done. She's been occasionally reposting things that are, I think she actually reposted this Stardust tweet as well. And obviously people are doing the same thing as well. There's like a kind of weird absolutism like when people do this thing where they will.
Yeah. It sounded like from Dan that Destiny actually made the decision to hand off Bridges and end it so that Kyler could stay in the US. That's how Dan made it sound on his stream.
See someone being a bit more hesitant to come out and speak in kind of like black and white terms, or like in terms of condemnation or support or anything like that. Again, with Erudite, okay, she uprooted her entire life, okay, moved to a different country, gave up everything by the sounds of it, lived in pretty difficult conditions for a while to start this business with Steven.
Yeah, so why did that require to spend like the last 2 years being nothing but an enabler and PR fucking sweeper for him? Why did it require that for the last 2 years? The most wretched sweeping you've ever seen.
Sorry, I refuse to believe that any of you...
Maybe I'm just a bit crazy, or Sunday's autism is contagious, but trying to bury Tiny's leak of Pixie even if it's what she thinks she wants is nonsensical to me. Oh, he lost money. This will totally make this dude not do it again. BS.
Thank you for the $10. I think there's some truth to that. I think I ultimately just just default to, you know, let the victim speak, because I think if you try and get, it's like you can do endless like utility maths, be like, oh, well, I think personally that, on balance, this victim being outed against their will provides a better net positive utility because this person has a pattern of behavior where we know they're not going to stop doing these actions. And like, I feel like that's just such a retarded game to play when you start trying to run down arguments like that. So I just generally default to victim's consent to talk on it, okay? Me personally.
You would have acted probably like in a more moral way given those circumstances. Of course she was hesitant. Of course she had her reasons that she still maybe wanted to associate with Steven. I don't think she has those reasons anymore. But yeah, I just, there's this thing that's really fucking me off right now. And it's that people are just kind of, they've moved on from being mad at Steven, because I guess that's like pretty cut and dry and most people agree on it. But they've moved on from that to now just, I guess, people who want to keep drama content going, or people who want to keep benefiting from this, or just are just, I guess, maybe incensed by the sense of justice or righteous anger, that they're kind of just like, now what people are doing is they're going sweeper hunting, right? You know, people are like hunting for sweepers. And I don't...
You know, I think I'm not sweeper hunting. I know I'll be accused of it. I think I'm not sweeper hunting at all. I think I've sweeper hunted at all. I watched each of the statements. I've given a fair judgment on them. I've said Erudite has been sweeping and has done so until the very last fucking moment. Dan has swept in his streams afterwards. Pisco has not swept. I'm not fucking ragging on people going crazy about, oh, well, you knew a month ago you didn't say anything. I'm not going crazy like that. I think I'm innocent on the sweeper hunting charges. I don't think I've sweeper hunted.
Expect anyone. I'm not going to be surprised when people are going to come for me and saying that I'm sweeping for the sweepers. Okay, it's just like come on, just settle the fuck down. And if you're going to, again, if you're going to come out against someone, just try to make sure you've like understood their whole contribution to this, because the chances are you probably don't. I don't think you can summarize Kyla's or Dan's contribution to any of this in a single tweet or a single clip from one of their streams or from a conversation or an interview or anything.
I can do it in one word. Enabler. I can literally do it in one word. That's how easy I can summarize it. LonerBox, okay?
I don't think you're going to get that. Like, and not everything I'm saying here is speaking for Pixie, but that bit I think kind of more or less is. I don't think Pixie has any ill will towards Dan or Erudite. So yeah, I think you can probably at least take that one example. But anyway. I'm going to address one more thing, and then I'm probably going to go to the more trivial nonsense. Someone is saying that there's a Destiny log of him saying I got the timeline wrong. I don't remember what I said, but okay. Did I say that I reached out to Steven first?
Okay, so we've got a little bit more here. Does someone have a second timestamp when he talks about the drama again? If not, can someone find that for me, please? Yeah, Destiny was in his DGG chat while it was happening, spazzing out.
I don't recall saying that. I didn't say that, did I? Fuck's sake. Okay. I'm getting fed like DGG logs, right? Fuck's sake. Okay. If you want to know what happened with me and Steven...
No matter the intentions, Dan and NSE should both be smart enough to not get involved. At some point it doesn't matter if it's stupidity or malice.
Thank you for the 70 sec. Is it just more that the word sweeping got invented a week ago and now gets used every 5 seconds? And it's been around a long time. This is another one. I genuinely believe this, okay? And I may be schizophrenic. I may be completely fucking schizophrenic. I may be utterly schizophrenic. But sometimes I feel like there are words that we sort of pick up from somewhere else on the internet in Spicy Chat, start using, and then it feels like 2 weeks later, every content creator is saying it. Any other Spicy Chat enjoyers get that vibe? It's not schizophrenic. We've been doing that the whole time. Remember the tastemaker thing? What do you mean the tastemaker thing? All roads lead to the stupid fucking chat. True. Kino Casino use it a lot. Yeah, I think we brought it over into the politics people, though. The politics and, the opinions we have, yeah. There's like, it's like a weird bridge between several different places. So I think when something starts getting spread around in there or talked about in there, because there are content creators from multiple different places, I think that it just spreads out a little bit quicker. You know, it's just like a common bridge. It's not that it starts in there; it's that it passes through. You know.
He can post all the DMs if he wants. He reached out to me. He was very apologetic. Okay. He actually even said that he wouldn't retaliate to me if I spoke about this immediately, like if I said stuff. He offered if there's anything to do that could help. He said that his actions have put me in a really difficult position, etc., etc. Yeah, like it seemed it was very sincere and apologetic. But he reached out to me. He was very apologetic. Okay. He actually even said that he wouldn't retaliate to me if I spoke about this immediately, like if I said stuff. He offered if there's anything to do that could help. He said that his actions have put me in a really difficult position, etc., etc. Yeah, like it seemed it was very sincere and apologetic. And then...
As if he would... I promise I won't retaliate against you. As if, you know, there's like a pattern of retaliation almost.
My response was fairly tame. I was just like, okay, thanks. Probably not going to make content anytime soon. And then I left that there. That's how that went.
Yeah, it was on the table. He took it off. All right, it was on the table. Destiny was kind enough to take it off.
So I don't know why anyone's got the impression that I said something about reaching out to him first. I spoke to him before all this happened, but I didn't reach out to him first. Okay. Anyway. For the slightly more trivial stuff, because
he's not, I don't think he's sweeping. Okay, you guys are just absolutely going deranged. You guys are insane. He's not sweeping. The issue is that Destiny did reach out and appear as genuinely apologetic. If LonerBox just goes, this guy's a sociopath, no one's gonna, he didn't mean any of that shit. No one's gonna believe him from DGG, and Destiny looks way crazier if LonerBox is just like, Yeah, I mean, he was really apologetic at first. Destiny looks way crazier, okay?
Because obviously if it's involving me and far leftists, you know that there's always going to be some fucking chaos going on. Anyway. Okay, that's all the stuff that I think Pixie was okay with me addressing. Let's move on.
Okay.
Mike from PA. Sorry, wait. Mike from PA.
Mike from PA.
So
epic content creator. Awesome content creator.
I announced that I'm taking a little break from streaming.
Has he just got Mike from PA highlights playing in the corner? Oh
and,
my god.
Fuck's sake. This is unbelievable, okay? I announced that I'm taking a little break from streaming. You can see the stream. It's all there, okay? As I'm taking a break, I'm not really disclosing why. I'm not really... I'm not really saying why. I'm alluding to a few things. I was asked by a chatter, okay, if it was to do with Israel-Palestine. And I said no. And then because what happens in streams is people tend to go on tangents. Okay, people go on tangents. And as part of that little tangent, I decided to just talk a little bit about how it was kind of frustrating the way that Hassan's and Banabana's community were being with me, and a lot of like smearing and disinformation and like constantly saying that I was like paid to go to Israel to defend the government and shit like that. Yeah, I mentioned that, but that was a tangent. I was asked a question by chat. And I said, is this the reason you're stepping back? And I said, no. So people take that story, okay? People take that story and turned it into me quitting content creation, giving up, okay? Getting cheated on, Destiny leaking revenge porn. Okay, this is, again, Destiny didn't put this on Kiwi Farms, okay? Like, every bit of information here is wrong. Every single bit of information here is wrong. And this was the story that he was willing to jump on because I said to 300 people on a stream that I was taking a break. Like, what the fuck? And that wasn't all he did.
You guys are literally spazzing out over nothing right now, by the way.
He actually sent me he unblocked me to send me a message on Twitter. Okay?
Guys, it's like you guys are being incredibly fucking retarded right now. It's actually very painful. Why the fuck is he going to sit here and just pop off about... He's already said he has more information than the public. He knows if he has more information than the public, such as information that he may have received from people involved in litigation, it is very stupid to share that in public because it could undermine a potential case. So he's not going to sit here and do the hour-long Destiny's a fucking terrible guy, here's everything I hate about Destiny, everything I know about Destiny stream, is he? You guys are incredibly fucking stupid. We will start handing out moderation. Not because you're saying anything that I have like a moral issue with, but just because you're very fucking stupid and wrong. You shouldn't be in my chat.
Hey man, just want you to know that we are never going to let you forget. Every time you poke your head up, we are going to expose you as a genocide apologist. Forever. He took a new line to say forever. What the fuck? And if that was he unblocked me after.
He doesn't seem mad at Destiny at all. What? Because he's not fucking screaming about it. Dude, the guy fucking broke his connection off like weeks ago, was miserable on stream talking about it like last week. We covered it. And he's got on today, stated what happened, and he's saying, I'm not fucking talking about it.
For sending this, by the way. Just to get one in. Just to get a little jab in on the couch. And then he also commented on the stream. with a little gloat. And it's interesting now that he's being so performative about his support for Pixie, and he's been,
the whip gashes are freshly throbbing on his back, dude.
Like he's been out there fundraising and shit on his stream, which is interesting because given the fact that he already seems to have a whiff that something.
Grossby, please join the Discord. You are timed out for 24 hours with no hesitation. I will lower it to 10 seconds if you join the Discord. He is not being spineless. He's being smart. Why would he share information about this? Why would he potentially undermine a case? Why would he do that? You're fucking retarded. I pray nobody you are close to is ever engaged in a public lawsuit. Because you would be fucking horrendous to deal with. You would be the absolute weak link kneecap to any attempt to get any real justice. You would be the fucking Aaron Straighterade sharing DMs with Sunday. That's you. You would be the Nick Diorio sitting there in a call saying Chud was owned by Destiny and Pixie got revenge porn or whatever the fuck he said in that call. That would be you.
Something pretty bad had happened here with this. Given that something bad had happened, he still decided to just gloat about it, first of all, to just take it out on me. Like, that's mental. And the reason he believes all this is not because he watched my stream and misinterpreted what I said or anything like that, or misread what happened on Kiwi Farms or whatever else. He did this because he saw it in a Bad Empanada video. I think TLDR, guys, just a little public service announcement.
10-year-old Justin was paying for Pixie school. Oh, no. Yes. Yeah. Literally. Yes. Pixie was wronged. She should get money. Yes.
Don't get your news from Bad Empanada. Okay, please. He's a liar. He's a professional liar. It's his job to lie to you. Okay? Like, that's his job. Like, he's a liar. He literally took every single part of the story, botched all of it, and then just, this video's still
failed liberals.
Every single detail about this is wrong. And this is all when they've already got an inkling that someone has been leaking fucking sexual videos without consent. And they're just gloating about it and making cuck jokes and shit. Like, come on. Hang on. It's funny as well because he also decided to go on and make a correction of this, but like the correction he made was wrong as well. I wonder if it's, yeah. He made a correction after he realized that everything he said in this video was total bullshit. And then still everything was wrong again. He said, what? Oh, it might not be true that I was cheated on, etc., etc. But then he still goes on to say that, like, oh, he must be staying quiet because he's trying to sweep or anything like that. It's just like, what a state. And he also decides to disparage Pixie at the end here as well. The weirdness of sleeping with, like, come on. So that was interesting. It was also, at the very least, you know, at the very least, Hassan was willing to.
I mean, I don't think that final statement was even that bad. Please don't go looking for anything about this person because regardless of the weirdness of sleeping with Destiny and being LonerBox's girlfriend, she is ultimately a victim of straight up sex crimes at Destiny's hand. Thank you. I don't think that's that. I really don't think that's that disparaging. I think that's a totally fine thing to say. Like, I mean, Bad Empanada is crazy and it can be a total fucking weirdo, but I don't think that part of the statement's really that criticizable.
Fun. So that was interesting. It was also, at the very least, you know, at the very least, Hassan was willing to say, oh, I'm not sure about that. when he heard this story for the first time.
Yeah, because he knew the real story, because he'd looked into it.
The shit out of it, and then said, oh, I don't know about all that. That sounds crazy. To say, oh, I'm not sure about that, when he heard this story for the first time. He signal boosted the shit out of it, and then said, oh, I don't know about all that. That sounds crazy. So, you know, a little bit having it both ways. In case you're wondering, by the way, in case you're wondering, because I guess she's maybe a bit too polite to do it, but in case you're wondering who this tweet is about, also, if you're a leftist who has talked about the situation without so much contacting me, you owe me an apology. On top of being a victim of revenge porn, I now have to deal with people lying about my dating life and further dehumanization of me. Yeah, this is about Bad Empanada and President Sunday. Yeah, this is obviously about them. Obviously, none of them care. Big deal.
That's not me, Firsty. I'm not a leftist. Fuck you.
Anyway.
I have, however, spoken about the situation without so much as contacting her. I haven't lied about her dating life, but I certainly have speculated.
What a mess. Obviously, Hassan, bless his heart, decided to jump with us as well. LonerBox quit streaming because of Hassan. Again, never said that. Never said I was quitting. Never said my stepping back was because of him. This tweet is fake. Yeah, obviously, I just... dumb fuck. It's funny that Hassan actually thought this, though. He thought that I decided to take a step back because I couldn't handle what was coming from him in terms of the amount of bullshit that he said about me. His response to that was just to say that he'd only spoken about me once. In this video, Hassan just sits there and says, bro, I only talked about him once for 30 minutes. I'm like, mate, you have a...
Who is a spade in the waiting room? Is this the guy I banned from chat? Hi, are you the guy I banned from chat?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I've lost your name, so I'm not going to be able to undo that timeout. I'm going to be real, but we can still talk about it if you want to.
Oh, no, it's not that important. I just want to make sure I'm not crazy for saying this. So okay. I said, at the very least, if he's not sweeping, he's spineless. Do you agree with that?
No. How is he spineless?
So I've been in serious relationships my whole life, so I don't know if he is or not, or if he's poly like Destiny is or whatever. But let's say if my girlfriend or my wife or whatever, if she had something done to her, like at the level that Pixie had done to her, I would be going like bonkers, dude. If I had a close friend I went to Israel with, and like I had all this content.
Okay, but you realize just spazzing out and being angry isn't like the opposite of spineless, right? Like you could have a spine and act intelligently in a way that actually gets what you want, right? Hello? Are you still here? Oh. Okay. I'm just going to put you back in the waiting room. Okay.
What are you talking about? You have an online footprint. We can see your videos. We can see the amount of times you've said that I was paid by the Israeli government to support war crimes and shit. Like, come on. Anyway, fuck. It's just, again, seeing how all of this unfolded from these guys, from Mike, from Hassan, from Bad Empanada, like, I don't really like the way most people have covered a lot of this with the sweeper hunting or the like punitive fucking internet mob justice or the way that the tankies have handled it, obviously, because I don't think any of them care about victims. They just care about destroying Stephen. It's like, but the ineptitude of the way they've handled this as well. I swear, like, if there ever was a revolution, these guys they'd all be in the gulag with me. All of them. Just for crimes of sheer ineptitude. It would be me, Hassan, Sunday, Bad Empanada, Mike from PA. We'd just be vibing. So hopefully that clears up a few things from my end. Hopefully. Ironically, the only person I think I've seen who's covered this with any level of like care and
oh, here we go. Glazing coming. Here we go, guys.
Has been fun.
This is what we're watching for. Okay, this is what we're watching for. Someone needs to get me the second timestamp, by the way.
Ironically, the only person I think I've seen who's covered this with any level of like care and accuracy for all this has been fucking Kuihman. I haven't watched that much of everyone, but he's the only one I think I've seen who was very careful
very
not
true.
to
I'm so nodding right
leak
now.
Details about people before anything went public, and after things happened, he was very careful to make sure he had like evidence for each particular claim. Like, yeah, he's probably the only one I think who came close to handling this with any level of responsibility. So it's funny that like the rest of the commentary community or from like the tanky sphere, the people who always tell you to read theory and shit, even though they can't understand basic words, it's like, yeah, Kuihman is probably the only one. I wonder how that feels for the other ones. That they basically got outclassed by Chud Logic's twink bastard son.
What the?
As for what I'm doing, I actually am going on a break after this, by the way. I'm not gonna make a shitload of content about this. I just wanted to clarify things that were mostly like irritating me in terms of the way people were behaving. I'm not going to make a content arc out of this. I'm ultimately just like pretty disappointed.
You know, Kuihman blushing, kicking his feet right now, giggling and shit. Man, this is sickening. You guys are so mean. You know that. You guys are so mean. Whenever I'm happy, you're so mean. Well, this guy, I think he's back. I think this guy's back. Hi. Hi, how's it going?
Hi. You fucking muted me, piece of shit.
I didn't mute you. You just stopped talking. You stopped responding.
Oh, maybe it's my internet then.
It's almost like
yeah,
you only hate commentary when you did something wrong and was called out
much,
for it.
Right?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I was getting done in.
Okay. Yeah, like not being too emotional is important, I guess. But I can see how he could have defended, let's say, his quote unquote honor and called out Destiny in a stronger sense without hindering any court case. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else you want other than I've cut all connection from him. He did something incredibly wrong to my friends. I Pixie, he violated her consent. I'm 99% sure he recorded Cherry without her consent. What more do you want than this?
So
and then he goes on to talk about people lying about him.
For LonerBox, that's probably enough because he's probably okay that way. Like he's like, I think for him it's fine, but like this is such a big thing, and you know, like on Destiny's side, nobody can like talk about it on his fucking subreddit, and like everyone wants to hear like what the orbiters are saying and thinking, and I feel like he should be.
What did you want to hear? What do you think? What topic do you think LonerBox has missed here? What did you want his thoughts on that he didn't give?
I just no, I don't want him to say anything. Perhaps what he said is enough for himself, and he's happy with that, and he's fine with it. Sure, I'm just saying that is spineless. I think if we objectively measure, like, if I told...
Okay, he said he doesn't care about the internet mob justice shit. He wants the court case to go well, so he's talking about it minimally, right? Why would you... How is that spineless to want the court case to go well?
No,
instead of just shouting
the only thing that's spineless is not shitting on Destiny for what he did more. That's I think that, like, he stood his ground a little bit, just enough
what
to,
do you
like,
mean
make
shitting on Destiny? How did you want him to shit on Destiny? You wanted him to just call him an E-rapist or what?
No, in the sense that, you know, like, Destiny was they were good friends, and, like, they went to Israel together, and, like, I don't know, I feel like, you know, if he trusted him and shit, like, this kind of shit, like, has to sting. Like, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe he is.
Well, I mean, he said it stung.
Game.
He's been saying since, like, the other day, like last week, he was like, I don't want fucking help from Destiny. Fuck this guy, basically. It's obviously it stung.
Maybe I'm more emotional and I would go more bonkers, and I'm just
Wait. Do you want to talk to LonerBox?
Sure.
Okay, I think he's joining. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, so I think you opened this by saying you would go fucking ballistic, and I understand why you wouldn't do that, so that's a walk back. Do you want to tell me what a real man would do in this situation?
No, I'm not saying you're not a real man.
I want to learn from a real man. Come on.
I'm not saying you're not a real man. I'm saying it's not what most people would do. Like,
most people do.
I think most people would give a stronger stance on how they feel. Especially, I don't know if you feel betrayed yourself, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get that impression listening to the...
So you saw what I said. I want to hear yours. Okay, I want you to show me. Give me your example.
Wait, what do you want me to do? Sorry.
Express betrayal.
We're in, like, the fucking man academy here, okay? Go on.
Wait, dude. Yeah. It didn't happen to me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but imagine it did.
Room now,
Put yourself
okay?
in LonerBox's shoes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me the situation. Is it the exact same one?
Yeah, you're exactly. Just imagine your LonerBox. What would you have said on this stream to properly condemn Destiny?
Oh, damn! I don't want to get you banned from YouTube, dude. If I say
okay.
No, seriously though, it's fine if you feel fine with your answer. That's okay. You have to admit that most people would not answer that way.
How would most people answer? Yeah.
I think they would show much more like, sorry, English isn't my first language, so I have to think of the right adjective.
A lot of planning going on in this war room right now.
Wait, are you angry at me for saying you're not a man? Is that what you think I'm saying?
I'm just curious about what you're saying. You said I was spineless, and I'm just like, people like you are always very funny because I just want to know what you think the appropriate response would have been.
So I think you should, like, defend your, it's not like your honor type of deal, but more like you should be more abrasive towards something like this. Like, being this agreeable or like this, like, it's almost like, I'm not calling you autistic, but it's almost like this autistic way of, like, looking at something so objectively that, like, I don't know. I'm not saying you're not manly, dude. I'm just saying you should answer more abrasively.
Yeah, but I'm just asking, what do you mean abrasively? Like,
yeah, well, give us an example. What did you once said about Destiny? Like, you're not giving us any, like, I don't even know what you want.
I don't know all the details. I don't know all the details that LonerBox does for me to have an appropriate response. But it's definitely not that.
Okay.
It's definitely not talking about everyone for, like, so much, for so long, and, like, going into details about all these, like, bad empanadas, like that crazy guy, and fucking talking about Hassan and talking about.
I think I gave bad empanada the best part of about 2 or 3 minutes, but
I think Destiny got even less. Not that I give a shit about bad empanada. You have to understand that. I'm just saying, like, it like, Dan did the same thing with the Hassan thing, and everybody called them, like,
you realize that. Sorry, wait. you realize that Bad Empanada was called out by one of the victims as well, right? In any case.
I'm not defending Bad Empanada in any way.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, how much time you're putting into other.
So it's a time allotment. If I'd given like Stephen 4 minutes and Bad Empanada 2 minutes,
it's not just time. It's not just time. It's also the way you talked about that.
Look, there's a key difference here, right? LonerBox brought up Bad Empanada because he's talking about the way people covered the story and who covered the story and how they lied about him. When Dan brought up Hassan, he was saying, look, Hassan did the same thing Destiny did. That's totally different. That one of those is sweeping. The other one is just LonerBox talking about what happened over the course of this drama.
Yeah, I don't think...
Like, I can give you more details if you want on an ongoing case where there are lawyers and
definitely
people involved. No, okay. So should I just done more adjectives?
Wait, but have I ever said you should do that?
Deplorable. You said that it was spineless not to. Normally, if you think someone is being spineless, then that means they should be doing something better, right?
Yeah, with more conviction. I feel like your message didn't go through. I guess we can agree to disagree. How about that?
What message?
Okay.
That's not the impression everyone gets, I would say, or most people would get from.
No, I think most people get it. I think that some people just have this kind of like approach where nothing you say is good enough because they've already got kind of like predisposed positions, or because they're just very insecure, like alpha male dipshits who believe in like pride and honor and defend your woman or some bullshit, right? In the most animalistic way, but. Nah, generally, I think saying it's a despicable, inexcusable cunt thing to do, and that you're not interested in talking to them again ever, that you've been betrayed, etc., that you're disappointed in them. Yeah, I think enough of these things kind of pile up to just be like, that kind of says the message clearly enough.
I don't want you to go alpha mode, but just like I just remembered something like. You talked about Destiny and you called it unacceptable and reprehensible. And then like 2 minutes later, you were talking about President Sunday, which I don't even watch the guy, so don't ask me anything about him, but you called him a cumsock. So like...
And?
I'm just saying, like, you were much harsher on...
Wait, cumsock is harsher than saying that he's a deplorable scumfuck. Like,
it wasn't just cumsock, but it was like a lot of bad things and cumsock, and you could feel like... It felt like real.
So you're defending your honor more accurately if you call someone a cumsock than if you call them a cunt, or if you call them reprehensible, or that you're not going to talk to them again. Why? Why is cumsock the more?
You're strawmanning me here. Relax.
I never just repeating what you said. Well, actually, repeat what you said more accurately, I would also mention that you somehow picked reprehensible or whatever, but you also admitted the word cunt. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Cunt or cumsock? I don't know which one of these is worse.
I like what you're saying now about him. Right now, you're being like
I'm literally just saying the exact same shit. Like the message is exactly the same.
All right, if you say so.
Do you have an actual response? Like,
no, I do. I just don't agree with that fact. I guess.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting for your demonstration.
The argument is he's spineless because he didn't show enough emotion. That's it, basically, right?
I don't know if you've seen my streams, but I'm pretty dry most of the time.
That. No, it's not just that. Dude, did you stop streaming or not? Is this your first stream back? Like what I just watched on Kuihman's thing?
Yeah.
So that was your first stream back. You talked 2 minutes about Destiny being unacceptable. What he did was unacceptable.
I don't know. I also described the events. I also made it quite clear that any more details couldn't really be disclosed for reasons that are probably beyond you right now. But yeah,
100% agree with that. That's like, dude, that's like the smart thing to do, right?
Yeah. So should I have done more? Like, you're just upset that I didn't use more adjectives, or maybe like come up with a more creative one, like cumsock.
No. I just don't think you were
goon goblin.
Enough. If you
you're saying the same thing, like you weren't harsh enough. That's just you want more adjectives. That is what you're saying.
So it's a lot of things together that I've mentioned here, and you guys are like picking off like one thing I've said and saying, "Oh, it's because he didn't say this word," or it's not because.
But you're not giving us anything concrete. We're having to guess around and like stab in the dark. Like, do you want more adjectives? Do you want harsher words?
It's all of the things, emotion? Bro. It's just the entire message. Holy shit! How is that so hard to understand?
Okay, I don't think.
Well, you're not explaining it. That's the problem. Yeah. But it's okay. Maybe
so
if you
let's
come
say,
back and have a better demonstration.
What if? Okay,
more convincing.
But the thing is, I don't know all of the things behind the scenes for me to like know exactly what you could say, but I cannot imagine a world where you cannot be more abrasive. And I think you don't want to be like more abrasive.
Okay, this is like how LonerBox delivers everything. Yeah, have you seen this guy's streams? Like, this is how LonerBox talks, right?
I've seen. I think LonerBox is acting like he acts. I don't think he's faking it. I just think that it's spineless, basically.
I just want to know what this like. Okay, if you can't do it on the spot, I guess, because you're like maybe you're not quite there. But I'm just wondering, like, can you show me a video of someone like reacting in a in what you'd consider an appropriate way?
Yeah, just go on.
What's your favorite film?
Stream. Go back on Kuihman's stream where you were talking about other people than Destiny, and that's how you should talk about Destiny. Basically, that's all I'm saying. Like,
but what was the difference? What was the difference? Sunday. Okay, well, identify the difference between the President Sunday thing. You call President Sunday a cumsock. You call Destiny a reprehensible cunt you never want to speak to again.
To be fair, I also called Sunday like the equivalent of a 3-year-old, like a 3-year-old with a nuclear
That's
codes,
like diminishing
because I don't think Sunday is actually
like...
ever going to even comprehend how destructive what he does as well. Steven should know better, right? He talks about consent very articulately all the time.
Right.
Actually worse, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you're saying that now. Yeah.
You didn't really pick up on that implication in the beginning though, because maybe you're just not smart enough. I don't know. too much passion, too much righteous anger.
I think you're angry at me because I called you spineless, and it's like hitting you.
I'm just interested to hear when you have to elaborate on that.
Okay, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
You're just doing the you're mad. You're just doing like you're mad.
No,
now.
but
this
dude,
is like weak.
Like anyone can see, dude. Just go back to the stream and just go rewind.
Well, I can't see it. I'm asking you to
spoke about President Sunday. And
I've seen it, but I don't understand what you're saying. You have to explain it to me.
I don't think he can. It's just like a vibe. He just doesn't really feel like it hit him in the right place. I guess it is a
little bit of a vibe thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's no way to argue with that, is there?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Why'd you come in to argue about it then?
I think because he said, so he banned me because I was I was calling you a sweeper or something, and I was clarifying that I'm not calling LonerBox a sweeper, but at the very least that he's spineless. That's what I said. I got banned for it, and I came to talk about it.
I think if you just wanted to make fun of me, that would have been a bit more effective, but you tried to defend your position, then kind of failed, and then went back to trying to make fun of me, which kind of
I don't think I failed. I think anyone who goes back, rewinds back to the stream, will see what I'm talking about.
Okay. Just
because I don't have the know-how of, like, right now clipping it and, like, going back and showing you exactly what it is that I'm talking about.
Yeah, but everyone wants the same thing. You're just trying to say, feel what I feel, please. That's not really convincing either.
Here, it's okay.
It's fine.
If you give me time.
Listen. Okay, I'll give you time. Okay, maybe you can come up with a better demonstration next time.
Sure, I'll just send it to you.
Kuihman, thanks for having me on. Okay, half your chat are cool, half your chat are retarded. Okay, love you.
It's typical. Yeah, catch you. Okay.
All right. Thank you for letting me at least voice my opinion. Okay. Bye
bye. Okay. Where's we've got what does Pepsi want? We've got Pepsi and Bug in the waiting room. Why are you guys in the waiting room? I'll bring this other guy as well.
Screening me.
I'm screening. I'm leaving.
Okay.
And I was gonna tell, but LonerBox isn't here, so I can't tell LonerBox to say something. So.
Okay, and what does Lord Harden want?
Listen, that caller was absolutely based, 100% true. Okay. He gives a little tepid denunciation of Destiny. Oh, I'm done with him. Oh, but President Sunday, let me tell you about President Sunday. He's the worst. And Bad Empanada and Hassan, it's complete bullshit. He's probably still scared that Destiny's going to retaliate in some way. And that's why, I mean, you could see it in the chat that got leaked today. LonerBox, you're a bitch. Sorry, excuse my language, but that's all I wanted to say. I'm not going to say sweeping. If LonerBox hears this, I have one question. Had Pixie accepted the payout, were you going to continue to just stay silent about Destiny being a sex fest? Was that the plan? You were just going to ignore your chat every time your chat said, collaborate with Destiny. Destiny said this. Review this. Were you just going to, stay silent? Were you just going to ban the word Destiny out of your chat? Just a complete bitch. LonerBox, you're scum. You were going to sweep regardless. I fucking hate this. I honestly, I don't agree with all of this words about going after, orbiters and sweepers. It's time for a complete orbiter purge. It should be a scarlet letter that these people, because they knew.
So retarded, man.
I don't care, man.
Wrong.
This guy pisses me off.
It's a very good argument, to be fair.
Because he just pisses me off.
Why is it up to LonerBox whether he talks about this and not Pixie?
Because he's the linchpin. He's the linchpin. That's why.
Okay, shut up.
No. So it's out. It's out now, right? I'm not saying he should have before all of this. I mean, it was leaked, but I'm not saying that he should have just gone on stream and said, "Hey, guess what Destiny did? He did this, this, and this." But at the same time, I want to hear the plan of what his plan was. If Pixie had accepted the payout, was he just going to remain silent the whole time? I'd ask that to any orbiter. Any orbiter wants to come to me and, well, they don't know me, but any orbiter wants to come out and say, here was my plan. Were you going to, go through Destiny's Twitter likes and warn each female one by one? Hey, by the way, low key, this guy's don't give him any sexy, racy photos because he might do something with it. It's just
okay. You're right. Wait. You understand? Okay. So, with just the leaks from KF, with just those leaks, there's only a couple of instances of Destiny sharing nudes without consent. Do you think that if someone shares like one nude without consent, do you think that's what there's a moral obligation to go public with that?
I think there's one, and then there's many.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just walking through it. I'm just going through it, okay? I'm asking you about one. Just answer the question I'm asking at the time. Don't answer 5 questions in the future where you think I'm going. Answer one at a time.
Absolutely.
If there's one nude, do you think there's a moral obligation to go public?
Yes. Honestly, because of Destiny's reach, I would say yes.
Okay. Well, I guess at least you're consistent, but that's like an insane standard.
It's not really an insane standard.
A huge guy. I mean, he has so many people who go after him. He brags all the time.
Greater than regardless of money and court cases on the line. Speak your most emotional mind.
He had,
greater than children who got by via GigaChat emotes.
To them, this illicit behavior is happening. I think that when you have a huge public figure who's not only huge and more famous and has more women connect to him for that reason, but is also known for having sex with women and you've talked about on stream for being this sort of consent master. I think it actually becomes way more incumbent, even if there is just one, issue, one bad case of a consent accident or whatever, to actually reveal it.
Okay,
that's just the case.
Well, I don't think that one is enough there. I think if you could show a pattern, then yeah, but there wasn't really enough to establish a pattern just from the leaks. It was only afterwards when Pixie got contact from people that they could really establish a solid pattern.
Okay, well, just going back to the original argument for that original caller that got banned, I'm not going to say anything about honor or, I would call him spineless, but he just had a lot more heat for the tertiary players in this situation. Now, look, you can say that President Sunday's a piece of shit. Let's put that all the way over there. And you can say that Bad Empanada's a piece of shit, which he is, let's be honest. However, I feel like his stream, I mean, you wouldn't even know what Destiny did, basically. If you just kind of sat and watched his stream. The orders of magnitude just aren't there.
I swear to God, dude, am I watching the same fucking content as you guys? He laid it out very clearly and said Destiny was a piece of shit. We're not watching the same stream.
I mean, it's going on and on about Hassan this and...
Is there any reason that LonerBox doesn't call
Shut the fuck up,
Destiny
Pepsi. 1 second, retard. 1 second, retard.
Okay.
Shut up, man. He starts off with the first event and goes through chronologically. So he started off with the leak, and now he's talking about how it got made public and the public response, and people were theorizing about it. He's gone through it. Started off with the leak, started off with the main event, has gone through to the side stuff that happened afterwards. Where's the problem?
I didn't enjoy the tone of it, I would say. Just going based on what the original...
What did you want him to say? What did you want him to say?
Just show a little bit of passion.
When has LonerBox ever showed passion?
Well, he's showing passion about that scumfuck cumsucker President Sunday.
No, he's not. He always talks in just a blunt affect, total dry.
You understand what I mean, though? I'm not talking about necessarily like you got to scream from the rooftops, but I mean, you just have all this smoke for all these other tertiary players.
This is a track. You don't sound angry enough. Like, I mean, it's just fucking retarded.
It's not about sounding angry. It's just about, I don't know. I guess we just agree to disagree. I agree with the original caller.
Yeah, but again, neither of you can actually give me like a good reason, like an explanation. Here's what should have changed. Like, you can't do that. You're just like, oh, I didn't get the vibe that he was angry enough.
LonerBox's response. I have a thing. I have a specific thing.
Go for it, Pepsi.
I would like to say it now, Kuihman. So I think, is there any reason, and I want to ask LonerBox as well, ask you, is there any reason that LonerBox can't say that, you know, much like J-Stuck has said, Destiny belongs on a sex offender registry? Is there any reason he can't?
I think he would be. I think he would be hesitant to make anything that could sound like a legal statement, given he's got access to privileged information.
I guess that's true. But can't he say something? And I mean, you know, it's a bit nitpicky, but can't he say something like, even based on what's been revealed in public, it seems to me.
I don't think he would. I don't think he wants to make much of a statement on that sort of shit at all. I don't think he wants to go in that direction, reveal any details, make statements on legality or anything like that. I do not think that he wants to go anywhere near that stuff.
I mean, I guess it does, like, you know, even if he says it's about public stuff, I understand that he's sort of hinting at the fact he knows more. That is true. But it is a bit unfortunate, you know. I feel like, you know, everybody in this situation is in a tricky legal area. But yeah, I guess, you know, if you're sad, if he is, you know, he's dating Pixie and whatever, you know, it could be like a conflict of interest. Very unfortunate, though.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna bring next callers in, so I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm jumping off.
Can you wish me luck, Kuihman? Can you wish me luck for tomorrow?
What are you doing tomorrow, Pepsi?
I have like a ting. I have like a ting.
You have a ting.
Well, okay, don't stop making fun of me for my ting there. But I have like an exam. Can you wish me luck for the exam?
Good luck on your exam, Pepsi.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Okay, I'll catch you later. LonerBox.
Why would you allow Steven to stay in his chat?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm actually in agreement with you. And if it was me, I'd rather be called a cumsock than fucking reprehensible and someone never wanted to speak to me again. I think the fact that LonerBox is being all calm and diplomatic about this is a good thing, and he's acting the right way.
I agree.
Yeah, I disagree with all these retards that are going, oh yeah, he needs to go all in on Destiny. What? Because he hasn't called Destiny a name, and he's not a 5-year-old.
Yep, I'm on board.
Yeah, and me and a friend are sat listening to your stream, and we are just laughing at you obliterating these dudes right now, because we're not in a playground. This is some serious shit that's been happening. So what? LonerBox hasn't called him all the names under the sun. And so yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. And I hope you're doing good.
Yep. All right. Thanks for coming on. Catch you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, we've got Casper. Let's try this one too. Hi, Casper. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
What have you got for us?
I just want to clarify what the other caller said that you banned in your chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or at least you put him in timeout. I think where he's coming from is that if that's his wife or his girlfriend, you think he would be more upset that,
Weasel,
that his best friend videotaped his girlfriend, leaked it to various people, because it's a sex grooming gang, and he's just kind of calm and nonchalant about it. And I have to echo the sentiment that he's going after the other people, Sunday, whoever else. I'm not really familiar with them. A lot harder, Hassan. So yeah, I think he's got a valid point there. I just don't think he really hammers it home very much.
Okay, I don't think he's going to call it a sex grooming gang.
No, I think Destiny is I think he's in a little bit of a grooming gang with his little sex fetishes.
Okay.
I mean, what else? I mean, what is it, dude? I mean, you laugh it off, but when he's videotaping these things and he's sharing them to various people, and he's using them to get them to do what he wants.
Calling it a grooming gang is accurate. Like a grooming gang is a term that's usually used to refer to cases of group child sexual exploitation. It's not usually used to refer to.
So what the fuck's a 19-year-old?
Not a child.
I mean, he's 36.
Okay, but a 19-year-old's still not a child, regardless of how old he is.
I mean, come on, dude. I mean, he in his Discord, in his little community, he preys on these young ladies and takes advantage of them, man. I know they're not 13, 14. I mean, I'm not going to go that far, but it is a sex grooming little gang. And he's taking advantage of women that want to get clout.
I don't think it's unironically a grooming gang or a sex cult. I think it's fair to call it that sort of thing if you're making a joke to point out the strange dynamics that exist there. But I don't think it's like a grooming gang or a sex cult or something like that. It's just Destiny is a pretty manipulative, abusive, sexually degenerate guy.
And then he's a sociopath, and he manipulates his orbiters to do what he wants.
Sure, yeah, sure. Whatever.
I mean, how is he not a sociopath that manipulates his orbiters?
I said sure, whatever, sure. I wouldn't necessarily say sociopath just because I don't know if he actually meets the criteria for ASPD or whatever. But in spirit, yeah, he doesn't display any empathy. I get what you're saying. I get why you'd use that term.
Okay, I guess there's nothing much to say.
Okay. All right, catch you later. Thanks for coming on. Okay. Do we bring Mandius on as well? Fuck it, last caller. Mandius, what have we got to say?
So this is like a smaller point in LonerBox's like response here that I feel like people forgot, but I think the reason in particular that he only spent some time talking about Destiny and how much of a piece of shit he was, he made it pretty clear that all of the evidence against him is like insanely cut and dry. Like it makes his like guilt seem pretty apparent, and so there isn't really like a lot to be gained by like spending time on any of that and like dialing into that. And it seemed like his goal coming on today was to talk about the tertiary reactors, was to talk about all the other people.
I think he just wanted to talk through the drama. He just wanted to. He's been off stream to get answer questions that he was getting from people in his community and shit like that, and just talk through it for a bit. I don't think it's like that he was motivated to talk about one thing or the other. He just wanted to talk about the situation and I think he gave perfectly adequate like condemnation of Destiny, made it clear how bolted on the evidence was. I think it was totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, he wanted to like talk about he wanted to go through the timeline. Like he constructed a very clear like timeline, basically start to finish, and from his perspective, including conversations that he'd had with like Destiny. So like I think that what he seemed like he wanted to do, like, well, I don't know about wanted to do, but seemed like what he was focused on was also like seeing a lot of like people who were being considered sweepers or whatever, or being considered like or some of the orbiters that might have been like getting a lot of heat. It seemed like he was looking to kind of like clarify a lot of stuff around that, or like give like kind of his take on like why maybe Dan is getting a little too much smoke, or maybe Erudite's getting a little too much smoke, even though they can definitely be like criticized, and that like people aren't like talking about like maybe the role that like guys like Sunday are playing, or like Straighterated, for instance, or whatever, like whoever. Like he just sort of seemed like he wanted to like give a take on like we have a very clear villain here, it's Destiny, and then we have other guys like Sunday and Bad and Panada or whoever that are like kind of just giant pieces of shit. I think Sunday's probably like the worst one because he just like broke the story without really like talking to Pixie about it or anything, and that people are happy. I guess he thinks that people have smoke for the wrong people.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna bring Forever on now. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, take it easy, man. Have a good one.
Good show. Forever, how's it going?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, I just want to be quick. Try some foil. I have a $1,000 donation in your name, but here are the conditions.
Okay.
Every time you use a Destinyism, like, I wouldn't necessarily say, or tack on, or something, or whatever. You know all the Destinyisms. Every time one of those is used, I'll be subtracting $5. At the end of this year, you can cash it in. That's a promise. Everyone in chat, hold me to that. I want this Destinyism speak to be weeded out and eradicated from everyone's speech. So starting now, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll keep it in mind. Thanks for coming on. Okay. We're done now. We're done. I think definitely ignorant is just gonna come on and try and argue that Destiny's a pedophile. I think honestly, I'm not. That's not a conversation I'm interested in having today. Okay. We'll see what comes out in 6 months. All right. Let him on. Okay. Oh wait, he's dropped it. Okay, we're just gonna get back into it. Fuck it. I want to move on. I want to move on. I want to get back into content. Okay. Thank you for the $10 double chat. Hugely appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's get back into this.
I didn't really want things to go. I really would like to imagine there'd be a world where things didn't go this way, but you know, here we are. I look forward to sometime coming back when I can like brand myself as the only remaining political streamer who doesn't have like doesn't have sex scandals and doesn't support terrorists. For some reason, it's always one or the other. But no, as much as I'd love to capitalize on this and farm content of it for the next month, nah, the break starts after tomorrow, like properly, when I don't have to worry about this bullshit. Okay.
Well, I will be. I will be farming content off it for the next month.
Love the misogynistic implications to Pixie by calling you a cuck over all this and not prioritizing victims first. Yeah, it is what it is. You're just going to leave us alone with these criminals. How long do you think you'll need? A couple of weeks? Ooh.
Is this how much longer is this going for here? I guess it's because we want to.
Oh, now people are saying welcome back and shit. Fuck off. Okay.
Yeah, 2 hours.
I feel weird just turning on for an hour and then leaving again. Things I didn't actually address. Hang on. Maybe this can get edited in. Maybe we can edit this in. Sorry. Sorry to whoever has been given the job. Obviously because...
Oh, and Aber and Preach have just dropped a Destiny video as well. So we will be getting to that, guys. Content is here, okay? I bet you guys thought I couldn't farm this out for a whole nother stream. I bet you guys thought I couldn't do a whole nother 10-hour Destiny drama stream this week. But I can, okay? But I can.
Because he has decided to behave in the most irresponsible, brain-dead, destructive kind of way. President Sunday has... I think this is him in Spicy Chat. He's very quickly decided to throw in alternative explanations. LonerBox is fundamentally self-interested and cowardly. He disappeared more or less silently right when this was accelerating. Alternatively, Destiny had him in mind when he thought of the 20 others he'd take down with him. Part of me wonders if LonerBox isn't partly responsible for spreading the leaks around.
Okay, Sunday was going crazy. Sunday was going fucking crazy. Destiny had him in mind when he thought of the 20 others he'd take down with him. Dude. Like, yeah, this is, like, kind of funny, but, like, I mean... Don't expect people to not think you're a piece of shit and kind of crazy if you're saying shit like this, right? It is funny, though. It's, like, funny. It's just straight up spitballing. Just spitballing. Yeah, LonerBox might be a sex offender too, actually. You know what? LonerBox might be a sex offender. Also, he probably spreads nudes around. He probably shares nudes around. Dude. It's just like absurd.
What the fuck is this? Is this just like play a game of guess the accusation?
Yeah.
Random accusation generator? What the fuck?
Pretty much. Thank you for the 4.99 Ziploc. Thank you. Thank you.
He's obviously on the back foot a little bit, because I think most people agree that he behaved like an absolute cunt in this whole escapade.
Okay, I don't agree that Sunday's just around the back foot. I think Sunday just says shit sometimes. I think Sunday's reputation was already in the gutter with like all these people, right? It barely anything has changed. Sunday, another day of Sunday being Sunday. Yep, he really wanted to get Destiny. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. That's just how Sunday do. Spicy chat. #1 unhinged, slanderous, funny chat in Twitch ball. Okay. What's Twitch ball anymore?
It was going to come out eventually. He was just a catalyst. No, he's not a catalyst. He's like a... he is like a nuclear level of careless, destructive, self-interested, just like all the bad... Every bad adjective you can possibly think of for a person is embodied in this piece of shit.
Okay, well now LonerBox has fucked himself, because now he's made that caller sound right. Because LonerBox literally just said every single bad adjective applies to Sunday. So now he's making that call that we spoke to earlier kind of sound right in hindsight with this bit. So if the caller had just said, look, the caller could have totally taken 100% sweep if it just said, yes, I wanted you to use more adjectives for Destiny. Because then that would have been a complete sweep.
That's content, you know? President for a Sunday, you could say. True. Didn't Sunday also say awful things about Pixie? Yeah, he did. Yeah. He went pretty out there. Okay, maybe I'll just squeeze in this one more thing. Apparently, Steven is saying that I don't have the balls to address this on stream. Sweet for it. I don't think this necessarily contradicts anything I said.
Destiny sub and joined team.
I don't think this necessarily...
Did you see that President Sunday has announced a rape creek on all of TGT? Dude, this rape creek just gotta stop, man. We can't be doing this, dude. We cannot be doing this.
Necessarily contradicts anything I said. This was the initial DM. It was December 2nd. Okay. Like I said, I did tell you guys I wasn't really sure what to do about this in the beginning, especially given what was happening with Pixie, or whether or not people were going to resolve this, or like how it was going to get resolved. But yeah, initially he came in apologetic. I said okay. Thanks for reaching out. I said I wouldn't say anything publicly because obviously that was the decision that was made at the time. Then no problemo. Let me know if there's anything you need or I can do. I don't know if this contradicts anything I said, but okay. If I did say that I reached out first, I don't remember saying that, but if I did, I'll cut it out. God. Not exactly the, that's not the link. Is it not? Okay, people, whatever. Wrong link. What's the link? Is this the link? This red screen? Okay.
I can't leak much else of because of court stuff, but LonerBox wants you never have the balls to address on stream either, so enjoy. What did he link here? Oh, it's just the I see. He's doing retarded. Okay, he's doing this retarded meme. I see. This is like a retarded thing that DGGers do, where what they do is they link an Imgur link to just a pure red screen, and they'll say it's like porn or something. So when a streamer pulls it up on stream, you'll see a red reflection or like a red glow on their face, and that will alert you to the fact that they've clicked that link. So you can then mock them for having clicked it. So I don't know why Destiny is doing this, but I mean, just how I'm owning you. I'm owning you right now after revenge porn. Well, you know, let's use accurate terms, but you get what I say. Well, you get what I'm saying.
Okay. All good.
Memeing through it.
He's joking. Okay.
36-year-old man.
We need more context. For what? The red screen? Do Greenland. What's happened with Greenland now?
Was there any more to this? Is there any more he talks about? Have we had it all? Yeah, that was the second part. All right.